The heart of the Venice Biennale are the Giardini. Here it was that the Biennale was founded in 1895, and ever since, in purpose-built national pavilions, individual nations have chosen the art and artist that they think is worth considering in a given year. And to make sense of the 2013 Giardini, I'm going to be joined by Branczik, Head of Contemporary Art at Sotheby's in London. What's caught your eye in the Giardini for the first hour or so that you've been here?
Well, I'm fresh off the plane, Tim, but so far probably the highlight for me is the British Pavilion and Jeremy Della, which is a really fascinating insight into our contemporary culture today. It's folklorically English, but at the same time I think it draws on a sort of the darker underbelly of contemporary British society, going all the way back in history as well. I mean, I love the juxtaposition of the David Bowie photographs from his tour alongside quite graphic images of the Troubles in Northern Ireland, the riots and the Thatcherism, of which we've just been reminded by her death. So it feels very current and earthy for a British audience. I suppose the question is whether that translates to a more international crowd.
I wonder whether it will. The most international thing there, the most international gesture there is William Morris, a very English figure, but I think has international resonance, but holding Roman Abramovich's boat and chucking it into the lagoon.
Tossing it into the lagoon, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a theme running through the whole pavilion about money, the site of St Helier in Jersey going up in smoke. You know, like Brixton was in the London riots last year, here we have St Helier, the tax haven for the wealthy. So I think there is a sort of a continued theme of wealth and accumulation of wealth.
What's the final thing that's caught your eye?
So, I mean, for me, the American Pavilion is unmissable. Seretse, I think it's an amazing installation. I love this kind of idea, which ties in with the sort of broader theme of Massimo Rigoni's Biennale, where you have a kind of almost like a sort of Victorian curiosity cabinet of things lined up. You have these incredible Heath Robinson-esque sculptures.
I kept thinking at one moment, if somebody cut the wrong piece of string,
the whole thing
would fly off into the lagoon.
Well, that's it. But you have these, totally crazy machines which seems to be invented by somebody with a deranged mind to do one particular activity, which you can't quite fathom what that is.
I would never be so crass as to assume that you would come here and look at objects that were intrinsically commercially viable first and foremost, but it is interesting you've chosen large-scale, essentially non-commercial installations. How important is the Biennale for you as a way of assessing or taking the temperature of the contemporary art world in the market?
I think it's hugely important for general trends, for understanding collectors and what they're looking for. For sure, a lot of these works are not going to be appearing in our auction rooms in the near future, but nonetheless, the themes and broader ideas that are showcased here will filter down into artists' work, and that, of course, is really important for us to keep our fingers on the pulse.
Right, you've only had about an hour and a half since you got off the plane.
That's right.
That's a pretty impressive first resume, but you've got loads more to see. I can't keep you any more. Off you go. Thank you
very much, Tim.
Cheers. Thanks.